first up, I'm really pleased to introduce to you Dr. Abed Chaudhury, who will be discussing his personal and professional digital and STEM literacy journey. Dr. Chaudhury is the co-founder and chief scientist at Genofax. And over to you, Dr. Chaudhury.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's very exciting to be here and listening to all the speakers all through the morning. And while listening to everyone, I was thinking of how to phrase our own journey in the context of the STEM journey or the STEM goal in Australia and worldwide. So while I will be talking about our specific Genofax journey, which is very much a STEM organization consisting of biology and computation, I will also try to relate it to the overall STEM goals that we all face, as discussed today earlier. So what is it that we do? I want to announce to you, because rarely that occasion comes, I want to announce to you the arrival of a new organization in the Australian scientific landscape called Genofax. What is Genofax? It's genetic, geno coming from genetics, fax coming from facsimile. If you look under the dictionary, we always said fax machine, but it's the Greek word facsimile, which is an exact replica. So it is the exact replica. And we all know that DNA and life perpetuates through replication. So Genofax, in a convoluted way, is nothing but the genetic replication and life itself. So life of who? And here we see a diverse human population recognizable by the form, the face we all take for granted. We know where people are from, you know the skin pigmentation, you know the facial shape, and this is our grand human family. So we love each other, DNA unites us, DNA also divides us. And the way DNA divides us or separates us or particularizes us or personalizes us is the subject matter of Genofax. Because medicine historically been a prescription for everyone, one size fits all. So if I'm from Bangladesh, I happen to be originally from Bangladesh, I go to a doctor and he gives me aspirin. My human brother from Burundi, Burkina Faso, or America or Canada goes, he's also given the same aspirin dose. This is the traditional medicine coming from the Greek, which says every human being is equivalent and you can only separate by their weight. So this is how you give the dosage. In the era of genetic medicine, we know that we carry in our DNA the signature of where we are from, what evolutionary contingencies we have been through has shaped the particular DNA that we carry. So for instance, our ability to metabolize food, metabolize fat, metabolize protein is not identical. It is in the same range, but it is different. Genetic medicine, particularly Genofax of the type that we have started, attaches a lot of importance in the particular nature and sets in motion the era of personalized medicine. What is the feature of that personalized medicine? I want to introduce to you 3 books of life. One is the code itself that you can see, which is the genetic code discovered by Watson and Crick and Rosalind Franklin in the 1950s, which gives our DNA, which is our fate, which we get from our parents. The second book is what I would like to call the audio book. So audio book is a bit like you have a 1,000-page book and you can only read 10 pages at a time, and other pages are stuck and invisible. So depending on which 10 pages gets read, your organ becomes the eye or the heart or the hair or the skin. So from the same message, from the same code, different organs come. And this has been the journey of biology, which is now generally called epigenome. And that was discovered and elaborated in the 80s and the 90s. And only about 10 to 15 years ago, the third book, the silent book, the dark book, if you will, emerged. And that is the composite nature of all the microbiome that we carry in the body. Turns out that we have 30 trillion cells, but we have 30 trillions of bacteria. And that has become the third book. So what will Genofax do? It will read all 3 books, and I'm a co-founder, and together with me is Jahangir Alam, who is sitting here, and he comes from the artificial intelligence and machine learning background. So I represent the biology, the geno part, if you will, and he represents the digital part, the facsimile part, and 4 of our colleagues here, Sheikh Kaiser and Ishraq and Asif are out here, and you'll get to talk to them. So I want to move very rapidly and tell you that this year's Nobel Prize was on the area which elaborated the genetic medicine potentially. And I won't have time to elaborate everything, but I want to give you a sense of the fact that microbiome data are dominated by highly developed countries. So most of the people from developing world, Africa, Asia, and Latin America do not even have the microbiome data, and we want to intend to deal with this issue. So there is a digital divide in the world where some people have all the data and others people don't have the data. And really, I want to give you a sense very rapidly because this is going to be a very short talk, but I still want to give you the whole sense of the Genofax journey, situated in Sydney, but has aspiration to look into the whole human population. This is also market growth. This is not a business talk, but this is also an area of massive growth in the area of medicine, and which we want to invest in our future in Australia and worldwide. I will just, in the last few seconds, touch on the STEM issue. So Australia has a big STEM problem where science and technology, engineering area, kids are not going because there is no narrative. When they sit in the dining table in the morning, they're not going to discuss partial differential equation. They discuss what's going to happen on the earth, right? So the problem with the STEM is that we have not humanized the partial differential equation narrative and put it into the sideline. So only quote-unquote nerdy people gravitate towards on that, maybe 1% of the human population. And 99% want to click on the Facebook and see what the human interest story is. So this is, I would like to mildly suggest, is the problem of the disappearance of STEM in the human population. Finally, I would like to thank all our international advisors, very eminent scientists, as well as young people, thought leaders. And finally, Genofax has been spawned or initiated by a bigger STEM company situated here in Sydney, and the CEO and founder is sitting here, Jahangir Alam. Thank you for your attention.